Hey guys, Ben Glenn here, and this morning I've been reading this article on leadership, and one of the key points they made for anybody who desires to be a great leader is that you are what you read. Reading is essential to success. This key point reminds me of a program I did several years ago where I had a chance to speak with some students who have similar struggles to me. The ADD, the dyslexia, the learning disabilities. During the Q&A time, I turned things around and I asked the students a question. I asked them, how many of you guys like to read? And almost all of them screamed out, we hate reading! Which makes sense because reading for them is a struggle. It's frustrating if you try to read the words and the words are backwards or your mind is racing and so you jump ahead, and when you get done reading a paragraph you think to yourself, I did the work, I spent the time, but I have no idea what I just read. Now understand, when I'm talking about reading, I'm not talking about just being able to read the label on the Famous Dave's rib rub to see if you're allergic to any of the ingredients, but I'm talking about the type of reading that sparks creative thinking. As I've gotten older, my attitude towards reading has changed. Yes, the struggles, the battles, they're still there, but the benefit that I get from reading outweighs these struggles. So I want to encourage you, just with a few steps that might help you, if you're like me, if you struggle with reading, and it's the last thing you do if you have to. Number one, understand the difference between productive reading and reading for entertainment. Productive reading means you're reading to gain a perspective on a certain subject, or you read because you're hoping to unlock your creativity. Reading for entertainment is just that. You're reading to be entertained. This is an entertaining book. You read this to be entertained. If I wanted to do some productive reading, I'd reach for a book such as this. A book that has far less pictures in it, but yet it is just chock full of great information. Number two, consider the best time for you to read, and then consistently read during that time. Now there are some people out there that can read whenever, wherever they want. They can read on an airplane and not be distracted. They can read before they go to bed and get the job done. But for me, I can't do those things. I've discovered the best, most optimal time for me to read, as crazy as this may sound, 5 a.m. in the morning. I've discovered that if I wake up at 5 a.m. and I got a good night's rest, I can sit down and actually focus and read for 45 minutes to an hour. One of the best things that I discovered about getting up early and doing my reading first thing is that it kickstarts my brain. It gets the engines revved up, and then by 8 o'clock I look back and I actually feel like I've already accomplished something. Number three, be deliberate about what you are reading. If you work in education, read information about education. If you're somebody that works in real estate, read things that are real estate oriented. Read things that help you where you're at. Read things that grab your interest, because it's those things that will keep your interest. Number four, rely on recommendations. If you're somebody who struggles with reading and you haven't been reading, walking into a bookstore can be overwhelming. That's where getting a good recommendation can really kickstart things in the right direction. Some of the best books that I've read have all been recommended by somebody else. In fact, I got a great buddy, Chuck Nieder. Every time I see him, you want to know what he has for me? A new book. Number five, it's okay to start out small. Just remember, it's a step in the right direction. Start out with a blog. There are so many blogs that are out there that are updated on a daily basis, and I guarantee you can find somebody writing about the thing that you're interested in the most. If you remember one thing, remember this. If you want to gain all of the benefits from reading, you got to be doing one thing: reading. Hey, this is Ben Glenn, and as always, I want to encourage you to do one thing. Keep moving forward, and don't forget to read. God bless.